The Decade of Action is a global effort aimed at accelerating and delivering on the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. The UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres called on all sectors of society to mobilize for an inclusive and participatory decade of action. Overall, Southern Africa is not on track to meet SDGs. Whatever progress was made has been reversed by COVID-19. The COVID-19 pandemic will widen Southern African countries' SDG financing gap. To regain lost momentum towards achieving the SDGs, member states need to accelerate concrete development efforts. Where is Southern Africa on SDG 1, 5, 8, and 13?
The United Nations continues to invite countries to submit their voluntary national reviews, which we call them VNRs, aimed at facilitating the sharing of experiences, including successes, challenges, and lessons learned, with a view to accelerating the implementation of the Agenda 2030. In Southern Africa, countries such as Botswana, Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi, Mauritius, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa, Zambia, and Zimbabwe have already presented a VNR to the United Nations High-Level Political Forum on Sustainable Development. The COVID-19 pandemic, as you can imagine, has compounded the challenges for the region to achieve the SDGs by 2030. Due to the pandemic, Southern African countries actually continue to face SDG financing gaps, and this has inadvertently undermined progress towards the achievement of these goals.
Southern Africa in comparison with other regions. Statistics from the 2020 Africa SDG Index and Dashboards Report for Southern Africa. The United Nations estimates that an additional 120 million people could be pushed into poverty by 2030 as a result of climate change. COVID-19 could push about 60 million people globally into extreme poverty in 2020, with 23 million in sub-Saharan Africa alone. Southern Africa is facing its worst drought in 35 years. Roughly 14.4 million people have been exposed to hunger, malnutrition, and poverty. How helpful has the Economic Commission for Africa, ECA, been in the quest to attain SDG 1, 5, 8, and 13? Zambia participated in the UN 75 Global Conversation launched by the United Nations to mark its 75th anniversary in 2020 on how to collectively shape the future we want. Zambian youth entrepreneurs and key stakeholders participated in the UN 75 campaign using new innovative ideas to combat climate change.
So I wanted to find a way that I can put together my creativity as well as the skill that I've acquired, which is into the environment.
My name is Yandelika Sinambela, founder of Be Green to Be Clean, an organization that promotes awareness in climate change and waste management.
I'm a founder of a startup called Ivusaka, an online waste management platform that helps connect urban households and businesses to garbage collection companies and recycling firms in an efficient and cost-effective way.
At Art for Climate Zambia, we are trying to recycle, waste into visual arts such as Christmas trees like the one that you're seeing here. This is entirely made out of PET bottles, those plastic bottles that we see around the environment. The blocks, we are able to make construction blocks which are entirely made out of PET bottles, the plastics, and also the liquor bottles. Not much work is done in the area of recycling glass. We have come up with a way of making blocks that do not involve in any way cement in the production process.
My work involves visiting children in schools and orphanages, educating them on climate change and waste management through song and dance. I also help them follow the principle of reuse, reduce, and recycle, and also empower them to become climate change activists in their homes, schools, and community. As a young woman of today doing what I do, I'm able to see how far we've come as a society in giving equal opportunities to the women, in allowing them to make their own decisions and respect their ideas. However, I still feel we can do more in spaces for women.
So we have another feature called the food rescue program. Now, if you have excess food in your home, and you feel that you may end up throwing it, you can actually pack it properly into what we call food baskets, and then one of our agents will come and pick up your food, and then we will be able to donate it to a charity homes. We have what we call the report center. You actually get points every time you report an illegal dump site in your area. COVID-19 pandemic has slowed the traditional systems, and there's need for us to create new digital channels that will help create green jobs, reduce poverty, reduce inequality. There's need for leaders and different stakeholders to invest heavily in our activities, to create frameworks and policies that will help us flourish in our industries.